Jordan Love has been in the news lately. He had that whole fiasco with saying Happy Father's Day to Bears fans. And I don't know if you saw that, but social media kind of ran wild with it, saying that he was calling the Bears his son, or that the Bears his dad. The Bears and Packers fans were going at it when really it was just Jordan Love responding to a Bears fan who asked him to wish Happy Father's Day to the Bears fans of France. So he made news in that regard.
I didn't even see that.
But it was pretty funny. But he also said... Go ahead, Ziggy, sorry.
I was say, he hasn't learned his lesson yet. He's been a Green Bay quarterback long enough. You never trust a Bears fan.
Never talk to Bears.
Oh, you and I know. You never engage with the Bears fans because they're always going to screw it up.
Oh, especially Bears to Packers. That Vikings and Bears fans can get along over their hatred of Green Bay, but you do not engage with Bears or Vikings fans if you're a Packer player.
Well, he's a youngster. Now he knows.
Now he knows. And he was actually just doing a very nice thing. He was really doing a nice thing for that guy. But kind of funny how that wound up playing out. He also said that the sky is the limit for the Packers offense as they wrapped up minicamp. He said, once everybody gets rolling, gets comfortable with the offense and being where they need to be every play, the sky's the limit for us. Jair Alexander, probably joking, said he's the best quarterback in football, but I look at the Jordan Love. Yeah, he's got to be kidding. But whenever you're coming in,
Bears feels the best quarterback.
Oh yeah. But whenever you're coming in as a first-year starter, there are expectations. There's a lot of pressure on you. Now, when you add in coming in for Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, the weight of the world has to feel like it's on Jordan Love's shoulders. And the Packers, they're sitting at 7.5 wins. That's their over/under on FanDuel. What are realistic expectations for Love in Green Bay this year? Either of you guys feel free.
It pains me to say this. It pains me to say this as a Vikings fan because I want the Packers to suffer. But I think 7.5 wins. I'm starting to wonder if the Packers are an underrated team for the following reason. I'm not a big Jordan Love believer. I don't think there's any reason to think he's going to be an excellent quarterback, but there is reason to think he's got an excellent coach. Right? You've got Matt LaFleur running Green Bay, running their offense, and everywhere he goes, he has success, except for an off year in Tennessee. Right? He's there in Washington for the RG3 rookie year. Then he goes to Notre Dame and gives a guy one of the best Notre Dame quarterback seasons ever. Then he's off to Atlanta for the Matt Ryan MVP year. Then he's off to the Rams, where Jared Goff lights up the league in that 2017 Sean McVay year. And then, boom, he's off to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers gets 2 MVPs. So he's got a very good coach. And there are a lot of guys in the NFL that don't have coaches that can run functional offenses. So I'm expecting at least an average offense from Green Bay. You got good receivers, you got good running backs, good offensive line. A lot to work with a good coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the guidance for sure. I think the Packers will be better than a lot of people are expecting. People are just going to be writing them off a little bit. And me personally, I don't think they're going to be anything special. I'd probably give them 8 and 9, right around their win total. I just think that Jordan Love, he could play with a chip on his shoulder. Filling in for Aaron Rodgers. They have their doubts, and for good reason. I could see giving fuel to him. I could see the teammates around him playing better and, playing well for him alongside him. But I just don't see, if you have one of the best QBs ever last year, and this is it's no mystery that the roster for Green Bay as a whole is not all that great. Mm-hmm. So with Aaron Rodgers, you're not great. I just don't see yet how they're going to take a step with Jordan Love. So I'd say right around 7 or 8 wins, right around that win total. But playoffs, I'd be super, super shocked if they get there.
Yeah, and we've been hard on Jordan Love on this show before. And there's really not a lot of tape to go off of on his career. There's just a few games. He had that start in Kansas City, and last year came in and played against Philly. And he looked pretty good in that game. If you go over and watch that tape, you like the way he goes through his reads. Every once in a while, he has some technique issues here and there. Yeah. But he looked good in that game.
I've seen some things on Jordan Love, which I don't hate. I see potential. It's not all bad.
Now, I will say there are a few things that worry me, though, for this situation. One, and it's kind of funny because you each touched on 2 of the issues here. The first issue, I don't think the Packers really believe in him. Just from not picking up the 5th-year option. Of course, it wound up working out for them when he signed that contract, the 1-year extension, because they got him for...
The coward deal.
Yeah, the coward deal, as we call it. So I have just never seen anything where the Packers show a lot of faith in Jordan Love. Sure, they signed him on for an extra year, but they did it at significantly less cost because of the coward deal, as we said. Like you mentioned, Jack, what he has around him right now, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. Here's the other guys. Jaden Reed is the third wide receiver.
Is he a country singer or is he a Packers receiver?
Oh, well, listen to this one. And then their tight end, Luke Musgrave, who, I mean, that's a country singer right there. From Oregon State, the tight end is a rookie. How much of their success late in the season, Watson and Dobbs, was because of Aaron Rodgers? I'd imagine a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jordan Love can come in and replicate the late season success those guys had. Remember, it was a struggle early for them, too. The beginning of the year was not good in Green Bay, so Love comes in now to that situation. And third, Ziggy, you say how much you like LaFleur. I'm not sure I'm buying it all the way. Yes, he had success in Washington. You got to remember, RG3, amazing until he tore his ACL. In LA, he had Sean McVay there with him. I'm sure he's a good coach. I don't want to doubt him totally as a coach because he's had a lot of success. But when you look over the way the Packers have lost the last few seasons, they didn't go for it on the 4th and goal against the Buccaneers. Against the 49ers, they got destroyed in rushing attack in 2019 in the championship game. We all knew that was the only way San Francisco was winning games. And of course, no one expected them to win, but the way they got trounced was not expected. 2021, they play San Francisco again. Special teams was an issue all year for Green Bay.
At home? I was at home.
At home. That's like the snowy game. I had a Packer fan before that game say, special teams will be the reason we lose. Crosby misses a field goal, blocked punt. Again, not all on LaFleur, but throughout the season, he didn't correct that. And then last year, of course, he had the winning in against Detroit. Rodgers voiced his displeasure, not specifically, but did not like some of the play calling. So a lot of it goes back to LaFleur in big situations, not coaching at a great level. I'm not sure that I totally trust him as a coach yet. I feel like this team has relied on Aaron Rodgers for years and years, and that the rest of the roster just isn't that good.
You know, I want to bring up a point.
It's okay. It's not bad, but just not at a winning level.
I want to bring up a point, kind of veer off a bit about Jordan Love and in terms of like a belief standpoint from the team and the guys around you. Mm-hmm. Like you touched up on before, if you're a young kid, right, this is your first year starting, some expectations. If you start 1-3, 1-4, and you're not playing well, that could be very, very bad because then the team has their doubts and then your confidence is destroyed.
It's a tough start. I can't remember the games, but they have a tough start to the season.
And that could be very, very, very bad. But on the other hand, if you're starting 3-1, 4-1, get the confidence levels up, I think that makes a very, very big difference early on.
Well, when they open the season, I believe, actually, do you have this schedule in front of you, Ziggy, by chance?
Yeah, I do. I was going to say Jair Alexander is saying that Jordan Love's the best quarterback in the NFL. If they go 1-3 over at Bears, at Falcons, versus Saints, versus Lions, at Raiders, right? If they go 1-4 over that, 2-3, he is not going to be saying that to the media. That's for sure. So it's certainly a lot of winnable games in that opening.
But a lot of them on the road too. That's where I found
those games are winnable. But am I shocked if they're 1-4, 2-3 after those 5? No.
Yeah, the schedule, the opening. Sorry, it's not as difficult. There's not a bunch of difficult teams, but going on the road, do you pick them to beat the Bears? Do you pick them to beat the Falcons? I'm not sure. We're going to find out a lot about Jordan Love. I think just keep it nice and simple if you're LaFleur next season.
No, I think that's absolutely right. You look at the turnover battle, right? How LaFleur does. When the team wins the turnover battle, they're 33-3. When they tie the turnover battle, they're 11-5. When they lose, they're 5-14.
That's a crazy.
So and I get that, like, obviously, if you win the turnover battle, you're probably going to win. But 33-3 is crazy. So if Jordan Love can keep things under control, run a decent offense, right? And I don't think this is crazy. The thought that Jordan Love's going to be able to execute plays at a basic level, throw to an open receiver, hand the ball off when he needs to hand it off, and let the defense that has 11 first-round picks just get a little bit better.
They got to get better.
Like Crosby missed 1 or 2 fewer kicks. You're looking at a team that could improve.
I was going to say, you look at my Steelers with like Kenny Pickett. If Kenny Pickett just doesn't lose the game himself, the Steelers will probably win. But I don't know if Green Bay is good enough.
They can't afford that.
Like I think Jordan Love has to win some games this year.
San Francisco is good enough to win without the
right. Like Brock Purdy just don't lose.
Look at Dallas, Cooper Rush last year. They're able to win. I don't think Green Bay can do that.
No, I think Jordan Love has to play very, very well.
I see them going about 6-11 here. We'll talk a lot more about Green Bay as the season goes on.
I'm going to go 7-10.
But it's definitely the NFC North is going to be a lot of fun to watch for various reasons. Each of the teams.